my turntable. I hope you're having a great day today. It is Thursday afternoon. It's a bubbly kind of day. I don't know if you guys get this in the States. This is Bublé or Bubbly. Michael Bublé promotes this stuff on TV and his commercials, but it just flavored carbonated water, but it's good. I drink it a lot more than I do Coke or Pepsi, but it's good. It's good. I wanted to continue my Albums to Discover series through Discog Shuffle, talking about this album here, Technical Ecstasy. I happen to really like this album. Some people don't, but I'll talk about that in just a second. Received in the mail. I'm not going to do an unboxing. No one wants to see me do that. But got another Clutch album in the mail today. This is their self-titled album, their second album. Haven't even opened it. So I guess it is kind of an unboxing or an unwrapping. But no gatefold, but just a beautiful black label. It's on the, what label is this on? EW label. Where are we here? Yeah, this one. EW label. I've been listening to this one on Spotify. Really, really like it. It's a little heavier than, and I love how they put their lyrics together. There's the band there. The previous album that I had from these guys is From Beale Street to Oblivion. Just discovered this one a few days ago. I'm really liking this one too. So I'm starting my Clutch journey thanks to Aaron Mutha Alomar and Chris Prophy, Musically Obsessed. Two amazing channels. Love these guys. Aaron is so knowledgeable, so giving. Chris the same. They both have huge followings. They know their music. They know their stuff. And they're getting me into Clutch here. So it's not a blame thing. I'm really happy that I'm discovering this band. It's awesome to find a cool band that still continues, I guess in some way, the heavier tradition of rock and roll. So again, 1995 release, second album by the band. It's the band's best-selling album as well. They still play a lot of these songs live from this album. They were trying out new styles on this one. More funk metal than From Beale Street. Yeah, Beale Street to Oblivion. I'm really so enjoying that one. It's got a lot of heavy riffs on that one, and just a cool band. Really glad that I'm getting into them. And again, thanks Chris and Aaron for doing that. So, getting back to Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy. On its own, and I don't like to compare releases from bands because it's all individual. It's all, yes, I prefer the early stuff. I prefer Paranoid and their first album, and Paranoid will probably always be my favorite because that's how I discovered Black Sabbath, was through Paranoid. But this one had its ups and downs during the production. It was kind of the end of Ozzy as well. But yeah, other albums that I have from these guys before I get into Technical Ecstasy, and I don't have them in order, so forgive me for that. But amazing debut album, amazing stuff. And I mostly have the Aussie years. Again, one of my favorites. Will always be one of my favorites. Masters of Reality. This is with Ronnie James Dio. Heaven and Hell. Sabotage, an amazing album as well. Volume 4. Again, not in any order. Never Say Die. And one of my favorites, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath. I also have We Sold Our Soul for rock and roll. So, yeah, Black Sabbath. Each individual album has its gems, and are unique on their own. If you start comparing, then you're just opening yourself up to a hard choice to choose. And what did I do with that CD? I just had it here. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay. So, this one. Again, plagued with difficulties, drugs and alcohol, not sure which direction to go. So let me get into it here. So it's 7th studio album by the band, produced by Tony Iommi, released in 1976. He produced it because no one else wanted to. And it was just fell on his laps to ensure that they went through with this album. Again, I love all their albums on their own. I don't try and compare them, as with all the bands, because I love little gems on each album, except Paranoid. I love it from start to finish because I'm just familiar with it. It's like Machine Head with Deep Purple. It's like We're an American Band with Grand Funk. I know that album start to finish, so I love it. But its Technical Ecstasy is definitely different from their normal doom and gloom that they were used to putting out. But there's a reason that they didn't make another one of the those type of albums. It ended up being a commercial success, though. It was number 13 in the UK and 51 in the States out of the Billboard's 200. So it was no slouch of an album by any means. So the band, and especially Tony Iommi, wanted something different. They wanted a different sound than the same old, because they felt that they put out another album of the same doom and gloom, the same doom and gloom riffs, that they'd be considered has-beens. So they wanted to do something different. They also were suffering a ton of legal battles. Everyone wanted a piece of them. And that's why they kind of closed themselves in the room, in the production room, and hid from everyone. They didn't let any outsiders in because everyone wanted a piece of their of their pocket. Again, as I said earlier, Iommi was feeling pressure because no one wanted to take responsibility of the production of the album, so they left it to him. As they were struggling to make this album, there was new bands coming out like The Clash and the Sex Pistols. They were releasing new albums. So suddenly the band didn't know which direction to take off. They didn't know which direction to go to ensure their success without, again, making them sound like a has-been band. And they didn't want to do that. They wanted to sound fresh. They wanted to sound new and different. And they did with this album for sure. To make it worse, their manager at the time was focusing more on ELO, his other band that they were managing. So again, it put more pressure on the band and Tony Iommi to put out something new, because their manager was involved with ELO and their success at the time. Um, and also the Eagles were working on Hotel California. Rumors was just around the corner from Fleetwood Mac. So times were changing. Times were changing. Ozzy also was unhappy. He also considered leaving the band at the time. He was even wearing a Blizzard of Oz t-shirt at the same time that they were recording the album, just to make his statement. And at the same time also, Tony Iommi wanted to sound like Foreigner and Queen, which was odd because they sound nothing like Foreigner and Queen, but he wanted that sound. So Ozzy was saying that's really strange that bands that they used to influence were now influencing them to change their sound. It's really weird. So the cost of the recording, after all said and done, ended up with a trip by Ozzy to the Stafford Country Asylum. He just lost it. He was booze and drugs. They were scraping cocaine off the mixing panel. They were just a mess. They were just a mess. And Ozzy was at his end, and it was the beginning of the end for the band. At the same time they were recording this, the Eagles were in the same recording building, and they had to stop their recording a couple times of Hotel California because Sabbath was so loud at the same time. But so much drugs, so much alcohol. But overall, I mean, it's a great sounding album. I really enjoy it. There's a couple of tracks that I'm not big on, and it's not the doom and gloom that you're used to. There's a couple of ballad type songs. There's even a song by Bill Ward on here, which he's got a great voice, and it's more of a softer track. So the song that Bill Ward sings is called "It's All Right," and at the time he sang it, he was afraid Ozzy would be upset, and but Ozzy said no, no, no. He encouraged him to sing the song. He thought Bill had a great voice, and he was more than happy to step aside and let him sing the song. So it was kind of cool of Ozzy to do that, because a lot of singers can have egos, and in this case he didn't. I like the song, the first song, Backstreet Kids. It goes in a lot of directions, though. It starts off, okay, there's Black Sabbath, but then it shoots off in a bunch of different directions. But overall, it's a great track. You Won't Change Me, another great track. And then you've got the Bill Ward song, It's All Right. Gypsy. Kind of sounds like a Kiss song in a way. Or there's also references. I don't know a lot of Iron Maiden or Judas Priest, but I can hear that type of music in this as well. All Moving Parts, Stand Still is a funky track. I Want to Be a Rock and Roll Doctor. I'm not big on that one. I think it's the worst song on the album, in my opinion. She's Gone highlights Ozzy's vocal range, and the last song, Dirty Woman, definitely sounds like Black Sabbath. It's got that heavy riff, that doom and gloom feel to it, and great track. So definitely an album to discover. If you take it on its own and listen to it, it's a great album. If you start comparing it to other albums in their discography, you may not like it as much. But again, if you also got to consider what they were going through at the time to put this album out. A lot of pressure, a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol. Ozzy was on the verge of leaving. No management. All the pressure was on Tony Iommi. But the end result was a great album. In my opinion, I think it's a great, great album. So there you have it. There's my albums to discover. Technical Ecstasy by Black Sabbath. Let's see what's on the Discog Shuffle next. And again, if one of my VCLT reviews comes up, which I've been doing that as well, I'll just choose another album because I've already gone through that. So, so nothing up my sleeve as far as a choice. I go to random item below. Trooper, great Canadian band, Trooper. Looking forward to this one. Trooper's an amazing band. Raise a Little Hell is their big song. I can't remember if it's on this album or not, but Trooper's a great Canadian band. Great rock band by Trooper. So there you have it. There's my next albums to discover. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all, and hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.